You're not supposed to see us. But you do, don't you? The voice came from a shadow that shouldn't exist. Maya had been hearing whispers like this her entire life. In every crowded street, in every silent room, there were always faces others couldn't see. Not hiding faces. Forgotten faces. The nurses thought it was just colic when Maya was born. But newborns don't scream for months. They don't stare at empty corners with terror in their eyes. They don't sob like something invisible is watching them. Maya's exhausted parents tried everything. Doctors, priests, even elderly healers with ancient remedies. Nothing worked. By age 7, Maya learned the art of silence. Her parents grew tense whenever she pointed at the pale, broken figures trailing behind strangers. So she stopped pointing. She stopped talking about them. But she never stopped seeing them. In school hallways, Maya would glimpse hollow-eyed children who'd been dead for decades. At birthday parties, she'd watch ancient spirits hover over birthday cakes. During church services, she'd count more dead congregants than living ones. Everyone else prayed to God. Maya prayed they wouldn't notice her watching. Silence became her survival strategy. While classmates gossiped about celebrities and crushes, Maya sketched the spirits that haunted her vision. Her notebooks filled with drawings of faceless women and eyeless children. Her teachers called it artistic expression. Maya called it documentation of the unseen world. Then came the night that changed everything. A citywide blackout left Maya's neighborhood in complete darkness. She grabbed a flashlight and stepped onto her balcony. That's when she saw the silver glow near the garden fence. Instead of running, Maya walked toward it. A girl emerged from the light. Maybe 15, dressed in clothes from another era. "Are you the one who sees?" she asked, her voice like wind chimes. Maya nodded, her heart racing. "I'm Luna. I've been waiting for you." They talked until dawn broke. Luna wasn't just another spirit. She was Maya's guide, her bridge between worlds. From that night forward, Maya was no longer alone. She had someone who understood. Someone who could explain the darkness that surrounded her gift. But Luna's first warning would haunt Maya forever. Not all spirits are lost souls seeking peace. Please watch this thrilling story till the end to see who triumphs finally, and tell us in the comments which character you love the most. Don't forget to subscribe and let us know if you want part 2. Let's enjoy. Some are predators. And they're coming for someone you love. Why do you always look like someone stole your soul? The voice shattered Maya's peaceful morning like glass. She looked up from her sketchbook to see a girl leaning over the balcony wall between their apartments. Bold red lipstick, designer sunglasses, and a smile that could light up the darkest room. This was Zara. And Maya already hated her. "I've been watching you," Zara continued, popping her bubble gum like it was a weapon. "You draw the creepiest stuff. Why not flowers? Or cute animals?" Maya said nothing, clutching her pencil tighter. "Okay, mysterious artist girl. You don't talk. That's fine." Zara grinned wider. "I'll talk for both of us." And somehow, she did. Every day, Zara appeared with snacks, gossip, and unsolicited advice about everything Maya didn't care about. Maya tried to push her away. Cold responses. Locked doors. But Zara didn't care. "I like you, moody or not," she said one evening, kicking off her heels as she crashed onto Maya's bedroom floor. "You remind me of someone who knows secrets." Maya nearly laughed at that. If only she knew how true it was. Against her better judgment, Maya let Zara in. That was when their friendship truly began. And everything started to change. Zara didn't just tolerate Maya's silence. She filled it with laughter. She didn't mind Maya's love for dark books or eerie sketches. She called her weird and laughed, but she stayed. Some evenings they sat on the roof, sharing fried plantains and watching the city lights flicker. Zara would talk about her dreams. Fashion school, travel, opening her own boutique. Maya listened, feeling something she'd never experienced before. Normalcy. Other nights, Zara dragged her to street food spots or underground art shows. Maya would trail behind, hoodie up, hands in pockets. But she never said no. Then came the day when Zara caught Maya staring at seemingly empty air. "You do that a lot," she said casually, sipping her drink. "Stare at things no one else sees." Maya's heart stopped. "Do I?" "Yeah, like you're talking to ghosts or something." Zara laughed. "You'd be amazing in horror movies." Maya forced a smile, but her hands trembled. The truth was, she'd never let Zara meet Luna. Not because she didn't trust her, but because Luna had warned her. "She's bright. Too bright. Dark things are drawn to that kind of energy." Maya didn't understand what that meant. But she obeyed. She protected Zara in silence. Until the day he appeared. "There's an open MIC night at the rooftop lounge," Zara said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Come on, it'll be fun." Maya groaned. "I don't like crowds." "Exactly, which is why I'll stand in front of you the whole time." But in the end, Maya went. Like always. The rooftop felt suffocating. Full of people who loved to talk and be seen. Maya stood at the edge, hoodie up, arms folded, while Zara glided through the space like she owned it. She was about to ask how long they needed to stay when he stepped onto the stage. Suddenly, the room felt quieter. He wasn't the tallest or most handsome man there, but something about him made the air itself seem to bend around him. His name was Damien. No last name. Just Damien. The moment he opened his mouth, Zara leaned forward. His voice was like velvet soaked in whiskey. The crowd snapped their fingers in rhythm. Zara bit her lip, completely mesmerized. Maya froze. Because while everyone else stared at him with wonder, Maya saw something else. He had no heartbeat. Maya could always sense the energy in people. Faint pulses of light in their chests, even when she wasn't trying. But Damien? There was nothing. No pulse. No warmth. No life force. Just emptiness. No, not emptiness. Hunger. A quiet, ancient hunger hiding beneath his perfect smile. Maya's breath caught in her throat. And then he looked directly at her. Just for a second. Just long enough to let her know he saw her too. After the show, Damien didn't leave. He stood near the edge of the rooftop, talking to people, shaking hands, smiling. Maya watched from the shadows, her hands ice cold. Something about him felt wrong. Not in the way some people lie or cheat. Damien felt like someone wearing a mask. Someone hiding something deep and dark. The worst part? He was now talking to Zara. "There you are," Zara said when Maya approached. Damien was just saying he likes girls who think before they speak. Damien looked at Maya with a soft smile. "You have very observant eyes." Maya didn't smile back. "Do you always speak in riddles?" Damien laughed, a sound like silk. "Only when I'm nervous." "You don't look nervous." He smiled wider. "Maybe that's my gift." The ride home was tense. Wasn't he incredible? Zara asked, still glowing. Maya didn't answer. "I don't trust him," Maya said quietly. Zara laughed. "You don't trust anyone." That night, Maya whispered into the darkness. "Luna. Who is he? What is he?" When Luna finally appeared, her silver glow was dimmer than usual. "He's not human," she whispered. "And he's not after you. He's after Zara." The next morning, Maya tried to act normal. She didn't want to scare Zara or sound insane. So she said nothing. But she watched. She noticed how Damien kept appearing everywhere. Outside their apartment building. At the cafe where Zara bought her morning coffee. Even at the grocery store. Always by chance. Always with that perfect smile. Always watching Zara. "Can you believe it?" Zara said after their fourth coincidental meeting. "He's staying somewhere nearby. It's like fate." Maya didn't think it was fate. She thought it was calculated. It was a quiet evening. Maya and Zara were in Maya's room, the small fan humming as Zara painted her nails. Maya pretended to read, but her mind was drowning in worry. Maya glanced at her friend, who was scrolling through her phone on the floor. Then something impossible happened. Maya blinked, and for just a second, she saw something glowing inside Zara's chest. Not bright like fire. Not yellow like sunlight. Blue. Like a small sapphire flame burning quietly inside her heart. Maya blinked again. The blue glow disappeared. She sat up straight, her pulse racing. What was that? She whispered to herself. She had seen thousands of spirits in her life. Ghost children hiding behind doors. Ancient shadows lurking in corners. But never anything like this. Never a flame burning inside someone's soul. Later that night, when Zara had gone home, Maya sat in the darkness. She wanted to ask Luna about what she'd seen. But something inside her warned. Wait. Not yet. So she stayed silent. But from that moment on, Maya watched Zara with new eyes. She didn't know what the blue flame meant. She didn't know what Damien truly wanted. But deep in her bones, she felt it. Something was coming. And it wasn't going to be good. One afternoon, Maya tried to plant seeds of doubt. Zara, don't you think Damien is a little too perfect? Zara looked at her curiously. What do you mean? He's always around. Every single day. Doesn't that feel strange? Zara stopped walking. You sound paranoid. I don't trust him. You don't trust anyone, Zara said, her voice soft but hurt. Not even me sometimes. Maya's heart shattered at those words. That night, Maya sat alone in her room. She felt confused, isolated, desperate. Why couldn't Zara see what she saw? And what was that blue flame burning inside her best friend's chest? Maya still didn't know. But Damien was getting closer. And she was running out of time. Luna, she whispered into the empty darkness. Please. I need you. But only silence answered. Maya was alone. And the hunter was closing in on his prey. Maya hadn't seen Luna in 3 days. 3 long, terrifying days. Luna used to appear every night, soft and comforting like moonlight through curtains. But now Maya's room stayed empty. The silence felt suffocating. Without Luna's guidance, Maya was drowning in questions. What was Damien? Why was he hunting Zara? And what was that blue flame burning inside her best friend's chest? On the 4th night, Maya fell into a deep, unnatural sleep. In the dream, she stood in a long, dark corridor. Doors lined both sides, stretching endlessly into shadow. The air was thick and cold. The floor beneath her feet was slick with something she didn't want to identify. At the very end of the hallway, a faint blue light pulsed. Maya walked toward it, her footsteps echoing like gunshots. When she reached the final door, she saw a blue flame carved deep into the wood. The same flame she'd seen inside Zara. She reached out to touch it. The door exploded open. Inside stood Damien. But not the charming man from the rooftop. This version was half hidden in writhing shadows. Thick, black smoke poured from his mouth like living darkness. It reached out toward Maya with finger-like tendrils. She tried to run, but her legs wouldn't move. Her voice wouldn't work. Then came a whisper, distant but urgent. Wake up, Maya. Before he sees too much. Maya jolted awake, gasping and drenched in sweat. Her heart hammered against her ribs. A few minutes later, the temperature in her room dropped. Her desk lamp flickered. Luna appeared, but she looked different. Weaker. More transparent than usual. You saw him, Luna said, her voice barely a whisper. Maya nodded, still shaking. In the dream. He's getting stronger. And he's watching you more closely now. What is he? Maya asked desperately. What does he want with Zara? Luna's form wavered like smoke. Not yet. If I reveal too much, he might hear us. Then what do I do? Stay alert. Protect your friend. And whatever you do. Luna's voice faded to nothing. Don't let him know you can see what others cannot. With that, she vanished. Maya sat in the dark, more terrified than ever. The dream felt like a warning. But a warning of what? And why was Luna growing weaker while Damien grew stronger? Maya didn't know. But she could feel it in her bones. Something was coming. Something that would change everything. The changes in Zara started small. So small that anyone else would have missed them. But Maya noticed everything. It began with Zara pausing mid-sentence, staring into empty space with glassy eyes. "Zara?" Maya would ask. "Sorry, what were we talking about?" Zara would blink, confused. Then came the dreams. "I had the weirdest dream last night," Zara said one afternoon, lying on Maya's bedroom floor. "I don't remember much, but I felt like I was floating. Like I was somewhere else." Maya's blood turned cold. "Did you see anyone in the dream?" "No, but when I woke up, my bedroom mirror was cracked." Maya's heart stopped. "Cracked how?" "Right down the middle. A perfect line, like someone drew it with a razor." That evening, Maya asked to see the mirror. There it was. A thin, precise crack splitting the glass in two. When Maya touched it, the surface felt ice cold. Unnaturally cold. Like it had been touched by something from another world. That night, Maya whispered desperately into the darkness. "Luna. Something's happening to Zara. Isn't it?" Luna's voice came from the shadows, weaker than before. "Yes. She's being watched. Not just by you, but by something else." "Damien." Luna didn't answer directly. "Trust your instincts, Maya. Trust what you feel. The spirit world moves quietly, but the signs are never silent." Then she was gone again. Maya sat on her bed, piecing together the puzzle. The dreams. The cracked mirror. The way Zara sometimes stared at nothing. And always, Damien appearing wherever Zara went. The pattern was becoming clear. Damien wasn't just following Zara. He was influencing her. Slowly. Carefully. Like a spider weaving a web around its prey. Maya watched her best friend more closely after that. She noticed how Zara's eyes sometimes seemed distant. How she touched her chest absently, like something was stirring inside. How she smiled dreamily whenever Damien's name was mentioned. Maya wanted to grab Zara and shake her. "Wake up. Can't you see what's happening to you?" But she couldn't. Not without sounding completely insane. So she stayed silent. And watched. And waited. As the invisible web tightened around the person she cared about most. Damien's strategy was masterful. He never pushed too hard. Never seemed desperate. Never revealed his true intentions. Instead, he appeared everywhere Zara went, as if guided by some supernatural radar. At the flower market, he happened to be buying roses. At the bookstore, he coincidentally loved the same authors. At the coffee shop, he accidentally ordered her favorite drink. "It's like the universe keeps bringing us together," Zara said dreamily. Maya wanted to scream. "It's not the universe. It's him." But she held her tongue. One evening, Damien brought Zara a small bouquet of white jasmine. "For me." Zara laughed, taking the flowers. "You deserve gardens, not just flowers," Damien said, his voice like honey. Maya stood in the doorway, watching. When Damien turned to leave, he caught her eye. He smiled. Not the charming smile he gave Zara. This one was different. Knowing. Predatory. Like he was saying, "I see you watching. And there's nothing you can do to stop me." Maya didn't smile back. She stared at him until he disappeared down the street. That night, Zara couldn't stop talking about him. "He's so thoughtful. So different from other guys. He listens to me, really listens. Like I'm the only person in the world. He makes me feel special." Maya nodded and made the right sounds. But inside, she was screaming. "He's not making you feel special. He's making you feel chosen. There's a difference." The next day, Maya tried a different approach. "Zara, what do you actually know about Damien?" Zara looked up from her phone. "What do you mean?" "I mean, Where does he work? Where does he live? What's his last name? Zara's brow furrowed. We haven't talked about that stuff yet. Don't you think that's weird? You've been talking for weeks. Not everything has to be an interrogation, Maya. Zara's voice had an edge Maya had never heard before. Some things are better when they're mysterious. Maya's heart sank. Zara was already changing, already falling under his spell, and Maya was powerless to stop it. That evening, Maya sat alone in her room. She pulled out her sketchbook and began to draw. Her hand moved without conscious thought. When she looked down, she'd drawn Damien, but not as others saw him. In her drawing, his eyes were hollow pits. His smile was too wide, revealing rows of sharp teeth. And behind him, shadowy tendrils reached toward a small figure. A girl with Zara's face. Maya stared at the drawing, her hands trembling. She didn't know if it was her imagination or a vision. But something deep inside her whispered, "This is what's coming. This is what he really is. And you're running out of time to save her." Maya's world tilted on its axis the night she saw the flame again. She and Zara were having one of their usual movie nights. Zara was curled up on the floor, half asleep, her head resting on a pillow. Maya was sketching absently, trying to calm her racing thoughts. Then it happened. Maya glanced down at her sleeping friend. And there it was. The blue flame. But this time, it wasn't just a flicker. It was pulsing. Growing brighter. More intense. Like something was feeding it. Maya's pencil fell from her fingers. She leaned closer, hardly daring to breathe. The flame seemed to respond to her attention. It flared brighter, casting an ethereal blue glow that only Maya could see. But now she noticed something else. Thin, dark threads were wrapped around the flame. Like spider silk. Like chains. And those threads extended outward, disappearing through the walls. Maya's heart hammered as she realized what she was seeing. The threads led toward Damien. Wherever he was connected to Zara. Connected to her soul. "No," Maya whispered, backing away. "No, no, no." Zara stirred but didn't wake. Maya grabbed her phone and rushed to the bathroom. She locked the door and sank to the floor. Her hands shook as she typed a message to herself. Blue flame equals Zara's soul. Dark threads equals Damien's influence. He's not just watching her. He's already inside her. Maya stared at the words, her mind reeling. If Damien was connected to Zara's soul, then he wasn't just hunting her. He was claiming her. Piece by piece. Thread by thread. Maya deleted the message and returned to her room. Zara was still sleeping, looking peaceful and innocent. But Maya could see the truth now. The blue flame pulsed steadily, wrapped in its dark prison. And with each pulse, it seemed to grow a little dimmer. Maya sat down heavily, her mind racing. How long had this been happening? How long did Zara have before the flame was completely consumed? And most importantly, how could Maya fight something she didn't understand? She looked at her sleeping friend, so vulnerable and unaware. "I won't let him take you," Maya whispered. "I don't know how, but I won't let him win." Outside, thunder rumbled in the distance. A storm was coming. But Maya had a feeling the real storm was already here. And it was about to tear her world apart. The blue flame pulsed once more. Dimmer than before. Time was running out. "She's almost ready for the harvest." The voice came from Damien's lips, but it wasn't his voice anymore. It was something ancient. Something hungry. Something that had been waiting centuries for this moment. Maya pressed herself against the wall outside Zara's apartment. She'd followed Damien here after seeing him slip through the shadows like smoke. Through the window, she watched in horror as he stood over Zara's sleeping form. His true nature was finally revealed. His skin rippled like water. His eyes glowed with an otherworldly light. And from his fingertips, more dark threads extended toward Zara's chest. Maya's hands shook as she pulled out her phone. She had to document this. She had to have proof. But as she raised the camera, Damien's head snapped toward the window. He looked directly at her. And smiled. Maya's blood turned to ice. He'd known she was there all along. This wasn't an accident. This was an invitation. Maya stumbled backward, nearly falling down the fire escape. She had to get help. She had to find Luna. She had to save Zara before it was too late. But as she reached the street, she realized the horrible truth. Damien wasn't just harvesting Zara's soul. He was using Maya as bait. He wanted her to witness everything. He wanted her to suffer. Maya ran through the empty streets, her heart pounding. She burst into her apartment and screamed into the darkness. "Luna! I know you can hear me. Zara's in danger." The temperature plummeted. The lights flickered. And finally, Luna appeared. But she looked different than ever before. More solid. More real. More powerful. "The time for hiding is over," Luna said, her voice stronger than Maya had ever heard it. "He's forced our hand." "What do you mean?" Maya gasped. Luna's form began to glow brighter. "I'm not just a spirit guide, Maya. I'm a guardian. And you're not just someone who sees the dead. You're a flame keeper. The last of your kind." Maya stared at her in shock. Everything she thought she knew about herself was a lie. And the battle for Zara's soul was about to begin. "Your parents didn't just find you crying as a baby. You were glowing." Luna's words hit Maya like a physical blow. "What are you talking about?" Maya whispered. "The night you were born, every spirit in the city felt it," Luna continued. "A new flame keeper had awakened. Your parents thought you were sick. But you were transforming." Maya's mind raced back to her childhood. The constant crying. The way she saw things others couldn't. The drawings of spirits that filled her notebooks. "The blue flames you see aren't just souls," Luna explained. "They're the essence of life itself. And you're the only one who can protect them. Damien is what we call a soul reaper. He's been hunting flame keepers for centuries. When he finds one, he uses them to locate the brightest souls. Then he feeds." Maya's legs gave out. She sank to her knees, overwhelmed. "So he's not after Zara because of her. He's after her because of me. I led him to her. I'm the reason she's in danger." Luna knelt beside her, her ethereal hand somehow feeling warm and solid. "You didn't know. None of us did. He's been hiding his true nature for months. But now that he's revealed himself, we have a chance." "What chance?" Maya asked desperately. "The same power that lets you see souls can also protect them. But you have to embrace what you are. You have to stop being afraid." Maya looked at her hands. For the first time in her life, she noticed a faint blue glow emanating from her palms. "I can feel it," she whispered. "It's been there all along, hasn't it?" "Yes. But suppressed by fear and doubt. Now you need to let it out." Luna stood, her form blazing with silver light. "We have maybe an hour before he completes the binding. After that, Zara's soul will be his forever. But if we can sever the connection, we can save her." Maya stood up, feeling power coursing through her veins. For the first time in her life, she wasn't afraid of what she could see. She was ready to use it. "Tell me what to do." Luna smiled, and for a moment, she looked almost human. "It's time to hunt the hunter." Maya looked out her window toward Zara's apartment. She could sense the dark threads growing stronger. Time was running out. But she was no longer the scared girl who hid from spirits. She was a flame keeper. And she was done running. "You really thought you could hide from me forever?" Damien's voice echoed through Zara's apartment as Maya climbed through the window. He stood in the center of the room, no longer bothering to hide his true form. Shadows writhed around him like living smoke. His eyes glowed with hungry fire. And Zara. Zara floated 3 feet above her bed, unconscious. Dark threads wrapped around her like chains. The blue flame in her chest pulsed weakly, almost extinguished. "Let her go," Maya said, stepping into the room. Her own hands were glowing now, blue light crackling between her fingers. Damien laughed, a sound like breaking glass. The little flame keeper finally shows her true colors. "Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for this moment? I've been hunting your kind for 300 years. And you're the last one." Maya felt Luna's presence beside her, invisible but strong. "I know what you are," Maya said, her voice steadier than she felt. "And I know what you want. But you can't have her." Damien's smile widened, revealing teeth that were too sharp. "Can't I?" He gestured toward Zara, and the dark threads tightened. Zara's body convulsed. The blue flame flickered. "She's already mine. I've been feeding on her dreams for weeks. Soon, her soul will be completely consumed. And then, I'll come for you." Maya's power flared. Blue light filled the room. "You want a flame keeper? You've got one. But you picked the wrong girl to mess with." She raised her hands, and pure energy shot toward Damien. The blast hit him square in the chest. He staggered backward, his form wavering. But he didn't fall. Instead, he laughed again. "Is that all you've got? I've devoured dozens of your kind. You're nothing special." Damien raised his own hands, and darkness poured from his fingertips. Maya barely dodged, the shadows searing the wall behind her. "You don't understand," she gasped, rolling to her feet. "I'm not trying to destroy you. I'm trying to save her." Instead of attacking Damien directly, Maya focused on Zara. She sent streams of blue light toward her friend. Where the light touched the dark threads, they began to smoke and dissolve. "No!" Damien roared. He abandoned his attack on Maya and rushed toward Zara. "She's mine. I won't let you take her." But Maya was ready. She'd been preparing for this moment her entire life. Even when she didn't know it. "Zara belongs to herself," Maya said firmly. "And I'm going to make sure she stays that way." Maya poured every ounce of her power into one final blast. The room exploded with blue light. And in that moment, everything changed. "You were never the hunter, Damien. You were the hunted." Luna's voice filled the room as she materialized in her true form. Not the gentle spirit guide Maya had known, but a warrior of light, blazing with power. "What?" Damien snarled, his form flickering. "That's impossible. The Guardians are extinct." "Not extinct," Luna said, raising her hand. "Hidden. Waiting. Protecting the last flame keeper." Maya stared in amazement as Luna's true nature was revealed. "You've been watching me my whole life." "We've been watching your bloodline for generations," Luna confirmed. "Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for you to be strong enough." Damien's eyes widened with fury and fear. "You set me up. This was all a trap." "Not a trap," Maya said, her power still flowing toward Zara. "Justice." The dark threads around Zara's unconscious form were dissolving rapidly. Her blue flame grew brighter with each passing second. Damien made one final desperate attack. Shadows exploded from his body like a dark star. Maya felt the impact like a physical blow. But she didn't fall. Instead, she absorbed the darkness. "That's the thing about flame keepers," she said, her voice echoing with newfound strength. "We don't just protect souls. We purify them. Even yours." Maya's power enveloped Damien completely. His screams filled the room. But as the blue light touched him, something incredible happened. The shadows began to peel away, revealing not a monster, but a man. A tired, broken man who had been consumed by darkness for centuries. "I remember now," Damien whispered, his voice human again. "I was like you once. A protector. But I lost someone I loved, and the pain. The pain made me into this." Maya felt tears streaming down her face. "It's okay. You're free now." As Damien's form began to fade, He looked at Zara. She'll be all right. The binding is broken. Thank you for reminding me who I used to be. He smiled peacefully and dissolved into light. Zara's eyes fluttered open. She looked around the room, confused. Maya. What happened? I had the strangest dream. Maya hugged her friend tightly. Just a dream. Nothing more. Later, as they sat on the balcony watching the sunrise, Zara asked, "You seem different. More confident." Maya smiled, watching the spirits that walked peacefully through the morning light. "I guess I finally figured out who I'm supposed to be." Luna appeared beside them, invisible to Zara but radiant with joy. "Ready for your real training to begin?" she asked. Maya nodded. She was no longer the frightened girl who hid from her gift. She was a flame keeper, a protector of souls. And she had work to do. In the distance, other blue flames flickered. Other souls that needed protection. Maya stood up, her power humming through her veins. "Let's go save the world." But as they prepared to leave, Maya noticed something in the reflection of Zara's window. A new shadow. A new threat. The battle was won. But the war for humanity's souls had just begun. Will Maya master her powers as a flame keeper? What other supernatural threats lurk in the shadows? The Blue Flame Chronicles continue.
If